Before I complain to you about being tired, I'm going to emphasize this. Life is a series of mental games, and when you hit adulthood, you start seeing that procrastination is your biggest obstacle and barrier. We overthink, we overanalyze, we overplan, and at the end of the day, after all that thinking, we get nothing done. I am beyond tired, but I already know how this ends. If I stop, I know the results. Lack of progress. I'm gonna get to work. It's one of those days where everything is bothering me. But the only way to get through it is to slow down and face life. I am heading home. I'm exhausted today, but the work continues. There's a much better way of expressing these things, but I am beat. I had a very long day, but who cares? Let me get to the point. Humility. In 2024, people are braggadocious. Humble bragging for me is you being arrogant, seeking attention. Not all the time, but most of the time. Long story long, every single person has a story. Every single person has overcome so many different obstacles and barriers and hardships, but that's part of the human experience. Let me say it a little bit better. In life, when you get everything that your little heart desires, it shows who you are. In 2024, most people will tell you I was poor, and then they post up with a Lamborghini. For what? What purpose does that serve the world? It will be a lot more impressive if those people that have all this money opened up food banks that are sustainable for 100 years for other people. And look, if you're rich, if you have money, you can do whatever you want to do with your money. You can do whatever you want to do with your life. You don't have to take my advice. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. The world doesn't have to convey to what I'm feeling. But we do the things that everybody else is doing. I just don't get it. And humble bragging is you just projecting, right? I'm telling myself because I feel it in my heart. When you work hard, when you do what you're supposed to do, life changes. At the moment that your life changes, you have to take it into account that this is the moment that's going to expose your character, who you really are. And money reveals the nastiest parts of so many people, of most people. Greed, ambition, selfishness. It's just disgusting. So what I'm trying to tell you is that humility is part of the component that makes progress worthwhile. I'm going to tell you a very quick story. 4 years ago, I'll never forget, 2019 was probably the worst year of my life. I remember at that time I was applying to so many jobs, and I'm talking about Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, Winn-Dixie, Publix, the post office, FedEx, UPS, you name it, I did it. Little Caesars, all fast food joints. And I remember when I got my first opportunity was as a temp employee for Miami-Dade County. I did not want to do that. But guess what? I told myself, and I prayed on this, I said to God, God, if I land a job, no matter what it is, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And that was this temp job, where eventually I ended up working at Miami-Dade County government. I have a great job. It has benefits. It has all the bells and whistles that people love to hear. But the humility here is that I will never forget when I got my first $150 from my little temp job. The first time I got paid in 3.5 years. I'll never forget that moment. And right now, I'm telling you, yes, I'm not rich. Yes, I don't have bands and all this stuff, but I don't care because inside, I already know that I have more than I'll ever need. I have the humility to tell you that if God grants me another day tomorrow, I consider it a bonus, meaning I have another day to do what I want to do, to get things done. I'm not measuring my success by how much money I make. I'm not measuring my worth by how much stupid shit I can buy. I'm telling you here right now that I'm going to put in work. I'm going to strategize to become whatever I got to become and give back as much as I possibly can. I know that a lot of people see that as stupid, but I'm just going to tell you, if all of these rich people can strategize and leverage debt, I can do the same thing by giving back. I'm telling you here, you will never eat $1 million worth of food. Normal food. I'm not talking about caviar from such and such, lobsters from here, this wine imported from here. I am talking about normal, healthy foods. You will never eat $1 million worth of food. And because I live in the United States, consumerism has infected everybody's mind. There's some stuff that you see people buy, they don't use it. There's a point that we have to reach in our lives to understand that no matter how much you buy, when you die, you're going to leave all of this stuff behind. And we're egotistical, we're prideful, we're too arrogant for our own goods. But your character reveals who you are. When you have everything that you've ever wanted, it reveals who you are. Why am I telling you this? It's very simple.
Life is going to start changing, and the reality of it all is that when those changes happen, at no point in time does it mean that I supersede anybody else. I am just like everybody else. Humility tells me this. I have to have awareness the whole entire way through because life is going to get good. Improvement, progress are part of the process. If you make that decision, it comes at a sacrifice, and that's where I'm at. This is day 4. We're getting to work.